Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review for Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 19, called San Diego Reunion Part 2. Now, I'm just, disclaimer, snooze fest, okay? But we'll talk about the main points of this episode. I seen the preview for Where Are They Now next week. Usually I don't do Where Are They Now, but I don't know, just the way things were going. I may come back to do a review. We don't know yet. I don't know yet. We'll see. But we'll talk about this episode for right now. We get back with Alexis and Justin where they left off last week, with them going back and forth. Justin saying that she came to his house. She denying it, saying she never went to his apartment and whatnot. Do I believe it? Not really. Because Alexis was lying about really being into Justin this whole season. She said she was, but I don't believe it personally. I feel like she was just riding the train. So, it was leading him on, but just riding the train so she don't look like the bad person, all that stuff. So, I don't really believe Alexis in this instance, in this moment. But per her, she didn't go to his house. And per Justin, she went to his house. Yeah, okay. Kevin's going to try to put his 2 cents in because, he really wants them to be together. I don't know why. And Alexis is claiming that she gave her all, did her all in the relationship and there's no chance for friendship. But yet later on, they end up making up in the end. So before they even do that, here goes Kevin. He brings out her sister and Justin's brother, well, one of her sisters, and for their intake on how things went. The brother still don't think that Justin was ready for marriage, and he didn't agree with the fact that Justin gave up his dog. But coming to find out, update, he got the dog back. Maya's back in his residence, so that's cool. We already knew that was going to happen anyway. That's why he gave it to a friend in the first place. So that's all great and dandy. And it seemed like the sister, she didn't dislike Justin, but she agreed with Alexis that they're not compatible. And Kevin asked a question in the case where Alexis did admit that she was wrong for ending things the way she did the night when everybody got together right after decision day, if Justin would be open to getting back with Alexis. He said yeah. But when he said yes, Alexis' eyes, you seen her, like obviously her back was to Justin a little bit, and she was just looking like, so she don't want to be back together. Stop trying to force them to get back together, Kevin. It's not going to happen. Okay, we've seen that throughout the whole season that Alexis didn't want him, and now she finally said no, and she admitted she was wrong for the way she did it, but I don't think she felt wrong for saying no finally, because that's what she wanted to do from the get-go. So she don't want to get back together with a guy. Granted, I do think Justin would be open to getting back with Alexis, like he admitted just now. But she don't want to get back with him, so just leave it be. Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen. Let it go. So, even Alexis, when he asked him that question, when Justin said yes, he hesitated a little bit, and Alexis even told Kevin, "Let the man say no. If that's not confirmation, she don't want you. I don't know what is." But Kevin gonna keep dragging the issue, and like I said, they made up in the end, and I guess Justin is open to talking with Alexis again. I guess that's how they made up. And I guess he's not dating, but as far as Alexis goes, she's not dating either. But her insinuation of she got a whole line of men waiting for her and they said, "Oh, I almost lost you," gave me some inclination that maybe she got some sneaky links out there, that she be hooking up with. Maybe not together with, but she probably got sneaky links out in these streets, so she doing fine. That's whatever. We move on to all the ladies sitting down together, and I personally, honestly, didn't like this segment because I just felt like all these ladies were more so man bashing. All their significant others or former significant others, and not really admitting their wrongdoings in it. All the girls, I understand they're going to have their girls' backs, but I just feel in the sense of no matter if you're right or wrong, we got your back. You didn't do nothing wrong. It was all on him. He did this, he did that. So in this instance, with the girls sitting together, it was just like, okay, every time Kevin brings up something about them, they're going to justify their reasonings for doing that and, put it all on the guy. Whereas when he was sitting with the men, I feel like they was just making fun of themselves for them being the way they are. So with the girls, we first start off with them all being in a group chat and calling themselves sister wives. Okay, sure, whatever. That's what y'all want to. Hey, listen, that's what you guys want to call yourselves. By all means, go ahead. But okay. And then we first get into the Morgan and Ben situation. Alexis says that Morgan was coming up to her and venting to her about how she was feeling with Ben. She don't know what he's doing, da 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 da. So I guess that's when Alexis felt it was upon herself to admit to not Kristen, but Morgan, what was going on with Justin and Ben. So she was just trying to help Morgan out. But for me, I'm like, this confirms that you be going to other people to talk, because when you was trying to give it all to Ben, Morgan, about him going to other people and you don't be going to other people, he would try to say that you went to Lindy, and she's like, I never went to Lindy. There's no thing that showed that I went to Lindy. Oh yeah, because you went to freaking Alexis. Alexis admitted it. But no one's gonna, peep that. No one's gonna call that out, right? But it's always all on Ben. So I don't know if the girls had really said anything about Ben, but I'm just like, this further proves you're a hypocrite, because you want to get on Ben for talking to other people, but you talk to other people too. So did you, if for her saving grace, if she wants to say, well, I admitted to him that I was talking to other people, but he didn't admit to me that he was talking to other people, specifically Justin, let it go, Morgan. Because at this point, you just proved to yourself you're a liar. Prove to us, maybe not to yourself, but you prove to me definitely that you're a liar. You prove to other people on Twitter you're a liar. But of course, all the girls are gonna have her back like she did nothing wrong, and I think that's foul. I feel like as a friend, you should tell your friend, listen, bro, you effed up. Now I'm with you. I'm a ride or die with you. However you feeling and whatnot. But in my personal opinion, you got some wrongdoings in this also. But no one did that, because they're gonna write. They're all a clique. Okay, I feel like the girls are all a clique and they do no wrongdoing. Whatever. So then moving on from that, we get to who's next? Mitch and Kristen. Of course, all the people have Kristen's back, understandably so, because Mitch, throughout the season, we already seen that he just be doing the most. He be in his head too much and talk too much. He got to say everything on his mind, no matter if it's positive or negative, mainly negative. So, okay. So I understand that, but, of course, Stasha missed that. She called him a bitch, and we see the clips of her calling him that. And I'm like, yes, he has some bitch tendencies. And yes, a lot of the times he was acting like a bitch. But I'm not going to go tell the guy, oh, hey, bitch. I was just like, Stasha, bro, that's not... I think you did a little too much in that situation, because I wouldn't do it. So I'm just like, for her, I didn't see her why she would do it. If his wife is not doing that, why would you? So I guess that's her sticking up for Kristen. But for me personally, I just feel like, nah, that was doing a little much. But I mean, later on, she does apologize for that. But anyway, after that whole situation, we get into Kristen. I guess she's still wearing her wedding ring, but just on a different finger. Then they talk about JamesAllen.com, and easy as little as 123. That's my little slogan for them. And it's like, please, we don't need the product placement right now. We're already going to see it in January with season 16. They just had to, I guess, put their last little stamp on this season, but we didn't need all that. We thank you very much, JamesAllen.com. And that's easy as 123. But we move on then to Lindy and Miguel. Nothing to take from that, she'd be passionate with her words, and we seen her little friend again making them faces as she was trying to vent. Her friend was just like, y'all not even paying me for this. I don't even know why I'm here. We don't either. I forgot what the friend's name was, but thank you for the memes that I've been seeing on Twitter tonight of your face. But okay, next we get to Stasha and Nate. Of course, the girls are on Stasha's side with, Nate's slow progression for love. Alexis saying, 40% is, very low. And Alexis also said that Stasha elevated Nate. Did she really elevate him? Because they're not together no more. I don't think so. Is there really elevation she did for him? I don't think so. Maybe lifestyle, living wise, but he kept his place because he already knew it was on the outs. So I don't really see that as elevation, and I feel like men don't see that as compliments anyway. So I don't know if that was to be a shade or a jab thrown at Nate, but Alexis always got something to say. Got nothing to say about her feelings towards Justin whenever he be asking her, but she got so much to say about other people and have all these confirmations of what they must be feeling or what's been happening, all that stuff. She got all the smoke, all the things to say for everybody else, but what she got going on in her situation. Okay, Alexis, please. I don't need to be here, none of you, but I'm glad that this is reunion part two. I'll see you once again for next week, but after that, I don't have to deal with you no more. We next get to who we talk about next after Nate. Oh, nothing else, but I guess as far as Tasha and Nate, when they was watching Luna, I guess Nate was taking care of Luna 90% of the time. Stasha was taking care of Luna like 10% of the time. Sorry, I can't do math. But I guess she was taking care of him 10% of the time. So therefore, when you guys have kids, who's gonna be taking care of the kid, you or Nate? I mean, y'all not together, but I mean, when you have kids with someone, who gonna be taking care of them? I feel like this should have been you know, a test for you to see, can you be dealing with them? Because not that kids are like dogs, but they're gonna need as much attention and taking care of this as a dog. Well, not even more so. But she didn't pass the test because Nate took care of the dog most of the time. So I mean, it is what it is. And then we get to Alexis and Justin, and the girls feel for Alexis dealing with Justin. And for me, that's when I put the notes that I feel like all the girls are sticking together and pointing the fingers at all the men's and not at themselves. So that's when I'm just like, okay, I'm over this scene. And thankfully, that's when the scene was over. So then after that, we get to the men. They all sitting together. Oh, by the way, with Alexis, I think the only thing she said to me that for me, I was just like, I don't really feel that, is when she was bringing up the fact that, she don't want to have to always try to, I guess, stick up for her man type of thing because he always be crying and it was just too much. And I guess she wants an alpha. She didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. But for me, I'm just like, you're always so quick to stick up for all the girls, but when it comes to your own husband, you can't stick up for him. But that just confirms, like, you didn't want him in the first place. You weren't attracted to him. You already said that you denied him twice on, like, 2 dating apps. So, okay, if you don't want him, then that's it. Let it be done, and we can move on. I didn't think you had to say all that, but, she always got to throw a jab at Justin one way or another. So, okay, moving on to the men. They sit together with Kevin. Justin apologized to Ben for putting his business out there. Thank you for apologizing, Justin. Ben accepted it. And then they talk about Nate's possibly being a player when he first started the season, but turns out, he wasn't. So that was cool. And then we move on to Justin being an emotional guy. All the guys were saying, they don't see nothing wrong with it. That's his personality, so it is what it is. But of course, Nate's going to say something, so he's just like, oh, it's weird to him that Justin's so emotional. So Justin want to throw jabs and say, well, your girl said you're not in tune with your feelings, so take notes. That's short man syndrome right there. And then we get an awkward silence. And then it goes to commercial break for dramatic effect. They just go and bicker back and forth for the rest of this episode or whatnot. And then next week in the Where They Now, we're going to see them have an emotional conversation that they probably hash it out or whatnot for the TV show. I don't know. But, okay, we're going to do this the rest of the episode. Listen, it was only good for the first 10 minutes of last episode. So the fact that y'all going to drag this for the rest of the reunion, understandably, this is all in one day for them. But for me, I'm just, okay, I'm over it. After that first 10 minutes, I was over it. So the fact that they was continuing, I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm not. Okay, all right, we move on. So after we get back from commercial break for dramatic effect, we got Kevin sitting with Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal. And Kevin want to tell us that they did a heck of a job choosing these couples. And I don't feel like that was sarcasm. I think he truly meant that, or just trying to act like he meant that. But I'm like, Kevin, please stop with these sayings. You talking about they chose these couples, heck of a job choosing the couples. Then you talking about Stasha and Nate, one of the greatest couples of all time. Was it Stasha and Nate or Lindy Miguel? I feel like it was Stasha and Nate that he said that was the greatest couple. Kevin, This is why we don't like you, because you be telling blatant lies out here in these streets. I don't know why you talking about they. No, they don't. They probably don't even choose the couples. Producers probably choose the couples, and they try to make it look like they the one who chose it. I'm convinced they're not choosing it, because if anybody with common sense, they wouldn't do this. Now, granted, people could be lying during their casting special where they're choosing and saying, "Oh no, I'm okay with this and that, whatnot." But honestly, I feel like the truth lies within their application. So y'all know what y'all doing. It's the producers. I don't believe it's Dr. Pepper could pass the cow, and if it is, shame on y'all. But in this moment, I guess they have Mitch and Ben come out together, and then later on have Kristen and Morgan come out together. I don't know why they didn't just do couple by couple. That was kind of weird to me, but okay, if that's the format they want to do this season, whatever. So first, Mitch and Ben come out. Nothing to take from them. Mitch just admits that he should have watched the previous seasons more to see what he was getting himself into. Yeah, Mitch, it was 14 seasons prior. I understand during the casting special, they were probably already filming season 14, so you didn't have no inkling on that. But you had 13 seasons to kind of watch the season to see how it went. They do be posting the seasons on Netflix, season by season. So, you definitely could have watched. I don't understand why you wouldn't watch it before you did the application, knowing that there's seasons prior that you could have prepared yourself for. So I don't know if someone must have told you go on Married at First Sight and you applied. But that's on you, Mitch. That's on you. We get to Ben, and he said he's just working on himself. That's it to take from them. We got next is Kristen and Morgan. They come out to talk to Pastor Cal, Dr. Pepper, and Morgan says she's learned to be less reactive. No, okay. Was that from a therapist or from everybody eating you up on Twitter? It might be both. But okay, good for you, Morgan. I hope you really actually mean what you say. Like, you've seen how you were, and hopefully you're working to become less of that. Meaning therapy to work through your past childhood trauma. I don't know if she's really doing that, but I would hope so. For your sake, Morgan, because not a lot of people won't be like Ben and keep taking the blame for everything you done did. So hopefully you work on that. I kudos to you and good luck for you. We get to Kristen, and Kristen admits that they kissed in the car after decision day, her and Mitch. Kristen, she said, I understand how that could be confusing. Yes, that's very confusing. But you want to act like now you was done from decision day. That clearly shows you were not. You were lying to us. Okay, you're telling us something. You're showing something different behind closed doors. Meaning behind the closed car doors, you kissing Mitch in a car. So it's kind of like, if you want to be like, we're not gonna be together, but we will still F from time to time. You could say that. We're not gonna look at it in no type of way. Maybe some people will, but for me, I'm not. Like, if y'all want to be sneaky links, I mean, do what y'all do. I mean, you guys already did it before. You guys were technically married before. So it is what it is. Just say we just gonna be friends with benefits. He already watching your dog and stuff. So it is what it is, Kristen. Don't make it seem like something, is weird. Just be honest about what the situation is. Is there anything else to take from this scene? No, not really. Pastor Cal, he admits that he feels bad for putting Kristen and Mitch together. Well, he doesn't say it like that. He said he almost feels bad. And I'm like, oh, so you don't feel bad? Because you said almost, so that means you don't feel bad. Why can't we get a direct apology, Pastor Cal? Oh, maybe you say almost because you knew you weren't the ones who chose them. Because it was the producers, probably. So if that's the reason, I'll accept that. But if you guys were the one who chose them, no, just be full blown out there and apologize, because y'all be setting these people up for failure. So you should have just been real from the jump and said, I apologize, and hopefully this doesn't traumatize you too much moving forward into your next relationship. But he's not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. That's too much to wish upon them for these people. So anyway, moving on to Morgan. I guess Dr. Pepper asks if she thinks she should have gave more grace to Ben, with the way she acted when she found out he betrayed her again. And she said no, she don't think she could have gave more grace to Ben. So you realize that you overreact, Morgan, but you don't think that you could have gave more grace to Ben? Okay, Morgan, clearly that shows there's still a lot of work to do with you. That's it. I already said what I had to say during the season, during the time it happened, during the episode it done happen. There's nothing else to take from that. We're going to just move on here. We get to Alexis and Justin. They sit with Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal, and Kevin. And Alexis said that they're not compatible. They're still trying to push this issue or thing of they can get back together, they can work things out because they truly, can make it work. Alexis don't want to. I don't understand why we still trying to push it. Why we still trying to make fetch happen. She don't want to be with him. Okay, she never wanted to be with him even before the damn show. So why we still trying to push these two? They don't want. She don't want it. Okay, Justin, he realized she don't want it. So in their soul, he don't want it. If she was down with it, he would be with it too. But she ain't with it, so he ain't with it. So they ain't with it. Leave it alone. For goodness sakes, guys. So, Alexa said she couldn't be herself, okay, because she liked to make jokes and she couldn't make jokes. Justin said he asked her, she putting out of context, okay, because he done told her, listen, I don't want you to be roasting me in front of all these people, in front of the cast, and we got 2.5 million people watching and stuff. I don't need you to be roasting me, which is a valid request. If you're doing that, making jokes at the expense of your own husband, that's foul. Yes, so why would you want to do that? But we have seen time and time again, even though she's not making jokes, she be putting little jabs of how he be, especially in bed, he be celebrating, all that stuff. So, understandably so, but it looks like she still kind of didn't. When Dr. Pepper and Pastor Kyle was telling her about herself a little bit, like, no, that's a valid reason for Justin not wanting her to make some little jokey jokes. And she still seemed like, okay, well, it is what it is. So it kind of gave me her version of Lindy being like, well, that's my identity. That's my personality. That's who I am. So, okay, whatever. At the end of the day, she don't want to be with him, so we should just dead this at this point. So, Pastor Cal, of course, he still got to put his 2 cents in and said that they didn't stick it long enough and they both quit and gave up. Okay. Say all you need to tell. Are you done? You said what you had to say, Pastor Cal. You still trying to make it happen, Kevin? Well, don't, because she don't want it. Okay? How can y'all not read body language? Okay, maybe they could have made it work if she was fully into it. Because Kevin want to keep bringing. Well, she did put her all into it. No, she didn't. Kevin, no, she didn't. You trying to keep saying that, and it's like, no, she didn't. She fooling you, or you just trying to make it seem like you believe her for camera, for the TV show. But you must have not been watching the season, because we've seen her from the get-go. She wasn't feeling this. So why are we still trying to make it happen? I don't know, because it ain't going to happen. Moving forward, we get to all the couples. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm just like, bro, this is episode 19. Let's be real. This is supposed to be the reunion. I personally feel like for the reunion, let's be real. Let's keep it a buck, guys. Like why are we sugarcoating this stuff? Okay, this is the time to just be honest, and I feel like this is the one time that Alexis is just like, no, let's not do this. Let's not. You want us to be? Let's not. Okay, let's just believe her and just let it be. That's it. Okay, all the couples come back to sit together on stage. And we talk about Shirtgate. And for me, I'm just like, all right, I know we got to bring it up because that's probably on the cue card to talk about, but let it go. Everybody's still on Mitch for not wanting to wear that damn shirt. And I get the principle of it because it was supposed to be a little joke and all the guys wore it and stuff. But knowing who Mitch is, okay, he really didn't want to wear the shirt. I'm not going to force someone. I would have been like, oh, it would have made me happy if you wore it. But he's a type of particular person who feels like you trying to make him to be something he's not, whatever. So for me, just to keep the peace, I feel like that's one of those moments where you pick and choose your battles. So I'm not going to force the issue. Okay, at least he compromised and wore it for the time being when they all came together, and then he changed. For me, I feel like, okay, at least you wore the shirt. If you changed afterwards, okay. I feel like, okay, wear it, let's take a picture so we have it in the books, and then, okay, he changed. But everybody felt some type of way about it, and Miguel did try to come to Mitch's defense a little bit, but he still kind of was just like, it wasn't that big of a deal, but I can understand, like, okay, he was feeling like he was being set up for something. And then here goes Stasha. What did you feel like you was being set up for? Listen, the guy didn't want to wear the damn shirt. He wore it for the time being for 2 minutes. Just accept it and move on, okay? Kristen seemed like that was the most thing she felt upset about, because I feel like that's the most thing she showed disappointment or disapproval for. It is what it is, guys. For me, I'm just like, I'm not trying to stick up for Mitch, but for me, seeing this man for 19 episodes, well, I don't know the person, okay? Let me not even put that out there. But you would think you kind of know how someone is after watching them for 19 episodes. 2-hour episodes, mind you, at that, from whatever the producers show us. So if they showed us that he's a person that's always going to complain and he's going to want to do his own thing, why are we going to try to be upset at that? Okay? Yes, he's a jerk. Yes, he put Kristen down any chance he could find. And I'm glad. This is the only time I'm glad at Kevin, because Kevin finally called him out like, okay, you don't want to be, told what to do, so to speak. He didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. You don't want to be told what to do and told what to wear, but you want to, put on Kristen, oh, this is not how you like her. You'd rather her be less dolled up. And you asked her sister, how can you go about her being less dolled up? Do you not see any correlation in that? And he said no. And that was just like, really, Mitch? Like, you see no correlation in that. But then again, I'm not going to be mad, because I'm like, this is Mitch. This is Mitch. It is what it is at this point. But maybe they just doing this for TV show. I really don't know. I'm not going to try to wrap my brain around it at this point. It's episode 19. I'm just going with the flow at this point. So everybody kind of gets on him, and then they bring up the fact that Stasha be calling him BITCH, and they asked Mitch how he feel about that. So Mitch admitted that it did hurt his feelings a little bit, and Stasha apologized, and Mitch accepted it. Then we move on to Alexis and Justin, and her going out on the weekends with her friends for 2 hours every weekend. And Justin, I guess he felt some type of way about it still. Yes, I agree on the point of, or the aspect of, yeah, you shouldn't, not you shouldn't, but I don't think going out every weekend for 2 hours, kind of is a little, it's a little concerning, but at the same time, if it's truly only 2 hours, then it's not as big of a deal, me personally. But she be going to the club, and I'm just like, if you going to the club, I don't think it's only 2 hours, but I don't know that situation. Only they truly know what that situation is. So I'm not gonna, talk too much about that. I already said what I had to say when the episode came up. They're not together no more, so who cares? But in the aspect of Justin feeling like, oh dang, like what he's gonna do in those 2 hours, Justin, you can't find a way to occupy your time in 2 hours. Really? You got a dog, bro. What were you doing before you got with her? Like, you can't find a way to occupy your time in 2 hours. Whatever. I don't got time to, try to think this, okay? Because at this point, I'm over it, okay? This was a long 2 hours, guys. But we move on. They talk about Morgan and Ben next. And once again, Morgan talks about she admits that she's a reactive person and she overreacted. Ben still putting all the blame on himself, and Alexis and Justin, they feel bad for their part in it. And once again, Ben takes full responsibility. And I'm like, Ben, I'm looking at Ben like, bro, you still got a lot of healing to do yourself, because you still taking full blame for this. Surprisingly though, Morgan did say, it takes two people to get a divorce, so it's not like she's taking any responsibility, but she's not putting it all on Ben either. She didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing from what I'm thinking that she's trying to imply. Okay, whatever. We then move on to Stasha calling Lindy out when Lindy admitted that her and Miguel consummated the marriage. And Stasha was just looking out for Lindy because Lindy was talking so much about how she wasn't trying to do the do right away. She was trying to take time to know the person. And then within 24 to 48 hours, she did the do with Miguel. So Lindy said she's an adult and she was ready at the time. Miguel talking about, right before they was about to do it, he asked her if she was ready and she said yes. Okay, that may have been what happened behind closed doors, but from what it was portrayed as, Lindy was so gun ho about this. I want to take my time to get them to know the person. I don't want to just do things like right away. And it seemed like Miguel was trying to entice the situation because we seen him giving her a massage, getting on top of her. We seen them little funny bloopers at the end of him like kind of riding her back and all that stuff. So for us, it's gonna we're gonna look at it as you said you wanted to hold off on it, but then by the next episode, you done did it. So to us, it's going to look like, okay, he kind of forced the issue, not directly being like, okay, we're going to do it right now, but kind of being like coaxing you to the point you said yes. So she could say whatever she want to say, but I still personally feel like had he not coaxed her to do it right away, they probably would have waited a little bit more time. So anyway, we move on. Ain't nothing else to take from that. But we move on to Kevin bringing up that Alexis and Justin consummated the marriage first before Lindy and Miguel. And Alexis still trying to say she doesn't really agree that they consummated the marriage. So talking about they, had a little fun. And Justin couldn't really perform sexually and all that stuff. So they tried again later and then he was able to do it. And I'm just like, Kevin, why y'all do this stuff? Okay, y'all just be giving these people ammo to do another pow. And there we go, where Alexis doing another pow to try to, let us know that Justin can't be doing what he need to do in the bedroom. All right, but when that happened, Nate said something about Justin not being honest. So Justin was like, "No, don't talk to me. Don't even. Why are you talking right now, bro? Don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me." So then that's when Kevin was like, see, that's Alexis showing that she put her all into this. So Justin's like, and I didn't. First off, Justin, yes, because what are you talking about, Kevin? Like, stop trying to put give Alexis her props because no, she did not put her all into this. You clearly not watching the same season, the same show we watching, Kevin. So please see your way out. But Justin does admit his wrongdoings, and in the midst of him trying to admit his wrongdoings, we got Nate trying to put in another of his 2 cents into it. So Justin was just like, "Shut up." Stasha trying to be the motherly controlling figure, saying like, "Both of you guys stop." And I'm like, nah, man. Stasha, tell your man to stop putting his little 2 cents. Or tell the producers to stop telling him to put his 2 cents in it. Because, producers are probably trying to get a little more pizzazz in the episode. Because they know we are probably all like on the verge of sleeping at this point. So they probably just trying to put a little more spice into the episode before we close it out. So then that's when it goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. Nothing else to take from that situation. It was just an awkward silence for like 2 seconds. Then we see all the goofy moments in the season with everybody. Then they talk about what they're thankful for. Then we get a sneak peek for season 16. And then that was it. And then after that, we see the sneak peek for, or previews for next episode. Which, like I said, I usually don't review the Where Are They Now, but it seemed interesting enough that I might. But then again, I might not because it's just like, I just want to watch it and just be done because it's just the same situation. I mean, Stasha's hair looked nice and Alexis's hair looked nice. But do I really want to review? Probably not. I'm just going to wait till season 16 at this point. So if that's it, if I don't review next episode next week, thank you guys for riding the train with me for season 15. It was a long one. Um, I'm not ready for season 16 right now, but I'm pretty sure with this little break that I'm gonna get from Married at First Sight, I will be ready for season 16. Because you know what? I be talking all the smack. I talk so much smack, guys. Talking about, this season, Married at First Sight, all that stuff. But I still come back to watch it. I still watch it. I still review it. So, don't let me saying what I said now deter you, okay? Because I'm probably still 99.999% gonna still review season 16. So I need a little break before the next one. But thank you for riding the train with me for this season. Don't know if I'm gonna review next week. Maybe so. It might be 2 minutes review. I don't know yet. We're gonna see what happened next week. But if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please comment. Let me know what you guys thought about this season, about everybody. Or, just leave an emoji. I don't know. I'm still going to look at it. I'm still going to like it and love it and stuff. So whatever you want to do, please do. I'll see you guys in the next one. And if I don't see you next week, I'm going to see you in January for season 16 for the Married at First Sight people. But until then, be easy breezy lemon squeezy.